All right, so I'll list the artist and the album in the description box or the comment section or both. But I can't play this in the normal fashion because you wouldn't be able to hear anything. It would just be muted because of rules, rules here. So you know how that is. So I'm just going to play it in reverse and sort of, sort of seems appropriate for more than one reason, to play it backwards. So I'm just going to. I'll list it. You guys can check it out. I'll tell you this. I'll play some of my favorite music in the background like I would be doing normally, and it'll just be playing backwards. How's that? So anyway, this would be one of my favorite artists. I have many that I really like. But this will be one of them, I suppose. From way back, one of my first early favorites. Just leave it at that. Maybe I already recognize this person. But anyway, I was just wondering, I was just thinking. I remember having deep conversations with people about things just like this, backward masking. What are they saying? Is there something hidden in there, or you'd hear it in a recording and somebody'd be messing around like, what was it? I think it was ELO. Was it? I don't remember. Somebody told me a long time ago. Maybe it was Black Oak, Arkansas. It said go back, go back. I don't remember which one of those. I think it was one of those two bands. But if you played it backwards, go back, go back. So I don't know, but I've seen examples, and it's interesting. I mean, a little hidden message in Pink Floyd, The Wall, and there's a couple of other things like that I recall. Probably most of my examples I've heard have actually been in Christian albums, like Petra did one, and Paul Clark did one, and like someone else. Daniel Amos did one. But of course, the Beatles use a lot of backtracking, and I think Donovan might have. I'm not positive. I have to listen to some more of his stuff. Anyway, a lot of bands did. The Beatles were they were the first ones to really mess with a lot in the studio. The 4-track recording and the capability to play it backwards. But I remember my friends would have sat down and talked about things like this. We would have considered and talked about conspiracy theories. The Mandela Effect would have been an awesome conspiracy theory for us to talk about. We would have never really stopped talking about it as long as we were all experiencing it. I think a really odd way to put it, when people, to me it just tells me they're not really experiencing it, is when they'll say something like, well, I don't really believe in the Mandela Effect, or they'll say something like, well, I'm not sure about this Mandela Effect thing, but I see there's a lot of people who believe in it. And it's like, it's kind of like, do I believe that it's light outside? I don't have to. I don't have to believe it. I'm observing it right now. And that's sort of how I feel about that. But the subject causes hostility and like an avoidance of conversation rather than what you would expect would be the typical, even from the people that you would expect it from. Those very people that you would expect to get the conversation and have a conversation with about something like this. Heavy duty, really cool, deep things, let's talk about what if kind of stuff. But I mean, let's talk about what if these things could change and other people don't see it. You could see this being a Twilight Zone episode, But I mean, and to me, when I first noticed Italy and Sicily and the difference between the distance, I was like, wow, could have been a Twilight Zone episode to me. It was incredible, But, I'm not exactly sure what it is about us sharing those things that are such a hostile trigger to other people. I don't understand that. And I don't understand the avoidance, the aversion, the shunning, the pushing away, I'm going to pretend you're not there. And especially I don't get the hostility. But some people are very angry about this. And the same kind of people that are angry about it are apparently not experiencing it. So, does that make sense? I mean, it's sort of like saying, it's not happening, but if it is, it's satanic, Anyway. So, speaking of satanic, we have backward mask music, right? Anyway, keep an eye out. I'll tell you who it is if you don't already know. Anyway, have a good one.